Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, pranams Prabhuji.
Mataji, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Fine, Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyam Ishwaram ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Krishna Om Tassat. So welcome you all for Bhagavatam study. So one of the wonderful activity a devotee can do is recite Bhagavatam, study Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So we are continuing reading Canto 1, Chapter 14, Text 24 today. Can somebody read? Is been allocated, or if not allocated, anybody can read, please.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yeah, please go ahead.
विलोक्यद्विग्रहृदयो विच्छयम् अनुजं नृपः पश्यति स्म शृण्मध्ये समस्मरणनरादेरितम्. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Seeing Arjuna pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, remembering the indications of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of friends. Shall I continue next?
Yeah.
युधिष्ठिर उवाच कश्चिद् अनर्थपूर्यां न स्वजना सुखम् असते मधुभोजदासरः दासरहरः सत्त्वन्धकवृणयः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, "My dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Bhoja, Dasaraha, Arha, Satvata, Andhaka, and the members of the Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness."
Okay, 25, 26.
Right.
If anybody else want to read, they can read. Otherwise, continue, Mataji. No problem. Anybody else want to come forward? Please unmute yourself quickly. Okay, continue, Mataji. No problem.
सुरोमात्मः कश्चित् स्वस्य अस्तेऽवथा मरिसः मातुलः सनुजः कश्चित् कुशल्ये अनकादुभिः. Translation. Is my respectable grandfather Surasena is in a happy mood, and are my maternal uncle Vasudeva and his younger brother all doing well?
Yeah, so we'll discuss. So Yudhishthira is now, just to give a background, Yudhishthira is thinking about all inauspicious things happening. Arjuna has gone to Dwaraka to discuss about the future activities after the war, and he has not come back, is delayed. Now Yudhishthira is getting worried what happened, and meantime he could see so many inauspicious things happening, so many bad things happening. The way the cows are crying, the deity is crying, the different animals are making different sounds. So seeing this all inauspicious things, Yudhishthira is getting worried what's going to happen. Now Arjuna is back, Arjuna is really fully dejected. He is not in a happy mood. His tears coming from his eyes, and Yudhishthira is asking questions of question. So he is asking one by one, how are my friends? How are my relatives? And how is other the ministers of the king? How is Ugrasena? All these questions he's asking. Now, one thing very, very point we can note is that Yudhishthira is not asking how is Krishna. See, this is where the point is at. Because whole fear of Yudhishthira was Krishna, whether Krishna has left, because Narada already given a signal. Krishna has leave. And Yudhishthira is kind of fearing that whether Lord is left, and he's not asking because he doesn't want to know that. He doesn't want Krishna to leave. So he's so worried not to know that at all. So that's why he's asking everybody else. Sometime in our life also, when we expect something, we don't ask that because we don't want to know the negative part. We want to be always positive. So that's why Yudhishthira is asking all other things except Krishna. Now we'll read further. 27, somebody can read quickly. Anyone, please unmute. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Canto 1, chapter 14, text 27. Saptasvasaraha tat patnyaha matulanyah saha atmajaha asate sansushaha kshemam devaki pramukha swayam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His 7 wives, headed by Devaki, are all sisters. Are they and their sons and daughter-in-laws all happy?
Yeah, continue.
Text 28 and 29. Kachit Raja Ahukha Jivati Asat Putraha Asya Cha Anujaha Hrudrika Sa Sutaha Kritvarma Akrura Jayanta Gada Saranaha Asate Kushalam Kachit Ye Cha Satrujit Adyaha Kachit Asate Sukham Ramaha Bhagavan Sattvatam Prabhu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Our Ugrasena, whose son was the mischievous Kamsa and his younger brother still living, are Hrudika and his son Kritavarma happy, are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana and Satrujit all happy. How is Balarama, the personality of Godhead and the protector of devotees? Purport. Hastinapura, the capital of the Pandavas, was situated somewhere near present New Delhi, and the kingdom of Ugrasena was situated in Mathura. While returning to Delhi from Dwaraka, Arjuna must have visited the city of Mathura, and therefore the inquiry about the king of Mathura is valid. Amongst various names of the relatives, the name of Rama and Balarama, eldest brother of Lord Krishna, is added with the words the personality of Godhead because the Lord Balarama is the immediate expansion of Vishnu Tattva as Prakasha Vigraha of Lord Krishna. The Supreme Lord, although one without a second, expands himself as many other living beings. The Vishnu Tattva living beings are expansions of the Supreme Lord, and all of them are qualitatively and quantitatively equal with the Lord. But expansions of the Jiva Shakti, the category of the ordinary living beings, are not all equal with the Lord. One who considers the Jiva Shakti and the Vishnu Tattva to be on an equal level is considered a condemned soul of the world. Sri Rama or Balarama is the protector of the devotees of the Lord. Baladeva acts as the spiritual master of all devotees, and by his causeless mercy, the fallen souls are delivered. Sri Baladeva appeared as Sri Nityananda Prabhu during the advent of Lord Chaitanya, and the great Lord Nityananda Prabhu exhibited his causeless mercy by delivering a pair of extremely fallen souls, namely Jagai and Madai. Therefore, it is particularly mentioned here in the herein that Balarama is the protector of the devotees of the Lord. By his divine grace, only one can approach the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, and thus Sri Balarama is the mercy incarnation of the Lord, manifested as the spiritual master, the savior of the pure devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So further, Yudhishthira is continuing here. He's asking, how are the Ugrasena, the son of mischievous, whose son was mischievous demon Kamsa, and his younger brother still living? Because he doesn't know whether Krishna has already killed Kamsa and other team. So he's talking about other Ridhika, Kritavarma, Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, Shatrajit, and finally he's asking, what about Balram, Supreme Personality Godhead, protector of devotees? Still he's not coming to Krishna. He's talking about everybody else. So Prabhupada explains here, so Hastinapura is the Delhi, and the Mathura, which is close by. So Krishna, when coming to Dwaraka, he would have definitely visited Hastinapur. That's why Yudhishthira Maharaj asking about Ugrasena, because Ugrasena was in Mathura. So further Prabhupada says here, amongst various the relatives, Krishna, Rama, Balram, the elder brother of Krishna, is mentioned here because Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. So the expansion process we discussed earlier also, from Krishna, the Balram comes. Balram, the expansions, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, and from them the Narayana comes. From Narayana, that Narayana, again Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva comes. From that Sankarshana, again the Mahavishnu comes, and then Narayana, from Narayana is Mahavishnu, then Garbhodaka Vishnu and Paramatma, like that. So Balram is non-different from Krishna, who is the first expansion of Krishna. So Rama, Balram are same. So Prabhupada also talks about Vishnu Tattvas, Shakti Tattva, and of course there are other Tattvas like Jiva Tattva. I talk about, Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. Any expansion of Krishna is considered Vishnu Tattva. And Radharani's expansion is called Shakti Tattva. Lord Shiva is considered Shambhu Tattva. And all other Jivas, like all Devi Devatas, considered Jiva Tattva. So we have Vishnu Tattva and Shakti Tattva, Radharani's expansion. Shambhu Tattva, Lord Shiva. And Jiva Tattva is everybody, like Brahma and all Devatas, and including Jiva. Everybody is Jiva Tattva. So Prabhupada talks about, so we cannot consider Jiva Tattva, Ajiva Shakti equal to Vishnu Tattva, because Jiva and Lord cannot be the same level, and we cannot merge. This is another Mayavada philosophy saying that we can be one with the Lord, we can merge with the Lord. No. So Prabhupada says, yes, we have to be one with the Lord in the perspective that we have to one in the thinking process of the Lord. Lord's thinking is that every Jiva should come back to him. And we also should think that every Jiva should go back to him. So that's the mode in, we should think, and that's, one with the Lord. Doesn't mean that we should merge with the Lord. That's the difference. The Jiva's identity is different. Krishna's identity is different. So we are always separate, and he is always Paramatma. We are always, the servitor. We are there to serve Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Nityara Krishna Das. So Prabhupada also talks about Balram, who has come in Kali Yuga as a Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So Balram is Adi Guru. He is the foremost, the spiritual master, one who guides every spiritual masters. And Nityananda Prabhu is non-different from Balram. So the most merciful incarnation in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. The nice pastime of Jagai Madai, where the most demonious, the people like Jagai Madai, when Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur requested them, please chant Krishna's name, please worship Krishna. So they actually got angry. Madai literally hit the Nityananda Prabhu. So, but at that time, when this news reached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately took up his chakra. He wanted to kill Jagai Madai. But Nityananda Prabhu pleaded Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the incarnation not to kill them, because in the Kali Yuga, everybody is demon. Tomorrow will kill. So only thing you can kill their demonic mentality by giving the holy name. So the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with that, you can kill that demonic mentality. So, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Jagai Madai, hereafter, don't do this kind of mischievous things. Take up the chanting and follow four regular principles. Then those two demons become nice brahmanas. They started serving the old Vaishnavas. They in the Ganga, they constructed a ghat. Whoever Vaishnava comes, will they serve them? They serve their lotus feet of every Vaishnava comes. They become very, very wonderful devotees. So Prabhupada says that that most merciful personality is Balram, who has appeared as Nityananda Prabhu in Kali Yuga. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll move on to the next one more sloka. Yeah, by mention about Akrura, we all know the Akrura. Akrura was invited to bring Krishna and Balram. So Akrura was one of the most pure, intimate devotee of Lord Krishna. Even though Akrura was not happy because he knew that Kamsa's intention is to bring Krishna and Balram to kill. But Akrura at the same time, he knew that Krishna cannot be killed. Krishna Balram cannot be killed. So, and also he thought, yes, at least this is an opportunity to take association of Lord. So I'll go. The Akrura brings Krishna and Balram back to Mathura. So there are also a lot of nice pastime happening in Vrindavan when Akrura reached. Because initially the gopis thought Krishna has come back because nice chariot has come and standing in front of Nandamari's house. All the gopis, young gopis thought, Krishna has come back. They were all happy. But when they saw, they were, okay, sorry, Krishna has not come back. Akrura came back. They were kind of surprised. What is happening? Why this chariot has come? So when the next day morning, when they saw Krishna and Balaram going, they literally started weeping and they started calling out to Akrura. You are not Akrura, you are Krura. You are taking away our Krishna from us. That's the way they were talking. So, of course, Krishna and Balram had a different, plan. So that's how they live. So now we'll move on to the next. Okay. We'll read next sloka.
Krishna, Guruji. Can I read, Guruji?
Yeah, please.
Krishna. Pradyumna sarva vrishina sukam aste maha ratah gambira rayo nirodho vardate bhagavan urta. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Translation: how is Pradyumna, the great general of the Vrishni family? Is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, faring well? Purport: Pradyumna and Aniruddha are also expansions of the personality of Godhead, and thus they are also Vishnu Tattva. At Dwaraka, Lord Vasudeva is engaged in his transcendental pastimes along with his plenary expansions, namely Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, and therefore each and every one of them can be addressed as the personality of Godhead, as it is mentioned in connection with the name Aniruddha.
Hare Krishna. So Yishra is asking, how is Aniruddha, how is Pradyumna? So Prabhupada also explains Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, Sankarshana. They are the expansion of Krishna. They are Vishnu Tattvas. As I said, from Krishna, Balaram comes. Balaram, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva comes. They are also direct expansion of Krishna. So move on to the next point, next sloka, 30, 31. Can somebody read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'll read.
Yeah, please.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Tushenaschcharu deshna cha sambojambavati sutaha अन्ये च काश्नी प्रवराः सपुत्रा ऋषभादयः. Translation: are all the chieftain sons of Lord Krishna, such as Sushena, Charudeshna, Samba, the son of Jambavati, and Rishabha, along with their sons, all doing well. Purport. As already mentioned, Lord Krishna married 16,108 wives, and each of them had 10 sons. Therefore, 16,108 into 10 equal to 1,61,080 sons. They all grew up, and each of them had as many sons as their father, and the whole aggregate was something near 16,10,800 family members of the Lord. The Lord is the Father of all living beings, who are countless in number. Therefore, only a few of them are called to associate with the Lord in his transcendental pastimes as the Lord of Dwaraka on this earth. It is not astonishing that the Lord maintained a visible family consisting of so many members. It is better to refrain from comparing the Lord's position to ours, and it becomes a simple truth as soon as we understand at least a partial calculation of the Lord's transcendental position. King Yudhishthira, while inquiring about the Lord's sons and grandsons at Dwaraka, mentioned only the chieftains among them, for it was impossible for him to remember all the names of the Lord's family members. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Further, Yudhishthira talks about other sons of Lord Krishna, Shushena, Charudeshna, Sambha, Rishabha, etc. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about Lord Krishna had 16,108 wives, and each one had 10 sons. So 16,108 into 10, 1,61,080. And further, each one had 10 sons each. So 16,10,800 family members. So Prabhupada also talks about it is not astonishing that Lord maintained a visible family consisting of so many members. So in one perspective, every jiva is his sons. Every jiva is bija pita pita. He is the seed-giving father for every jiva. But still, this is for kind of in this pastime, in Astina, in Dwaraka, he had this kind of a family. But in another perspective, every jiva is his family. So also Prabhupada talks saying that it's better we refrain from comparing ourselves, thinking that Krishna had so many wives, why not me? Or whether Krishna is able to maintain them or not, that kind of a doubt also. So there is a nice pastime, the Naramani. Naramani, when visited, he could see Krishna in each palace simultaneously. 108 palaces, Naramani could see Krishna simultaneously at the same time and doing different activities, not the same. So this is the Lord. Even any human being thinks that I'm God. He cannot do even little. He may do little magic. He may have some mystic power. But Krishna is not a magician. Krishna doesn't show his mystic power. He is Supreme Personality Godhead. So that's the difference. So Prabhupada also says that King Yudhishthira, so while inquiring about Lord's sons, grandsons, Dwaraka, mentioned only some of the chief of them, because there are 16 lakh the family members, which he cannot remember or he cannot mention. Maybe he can remember, but he cannot mention everything in Bhagavatam. Okay, we'll read next sloka. 32, 33. You want to read? Bhaskar Prabhu, want to read? Is it okay?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
तथैव
Anucharaha.
अनुचार सुरेश श्रुता देवो अवधया सुनंदानंद शीर्षेण ये चान्या सत्वत्र सभा अपि सवस्त आसते सर्वे रामकृष्ण भुजा श्रियः अपि स्मरन्ति कौशलम् अस्माकं बद्ध सुहृदः.
Saubhadra. Sauhrdaha. Okay,
Yes.
next. Translation purport.
Translation prepared by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Also, Shrutadeva, Uddhava, and others, Nanda, Sunanda, and other leaders of liberated souls who are constant companions of the Lord are protected by Lord Balarama and Krishna. Are they all doing well in their respective functions? Do they who are all eternally bound in friendship with us remember our welfare? Purport. The constant companions of Lord Krishna, such as Uddhava, are all liberated souls, and they descended along with Lord Krishna to this material world to fulfill the mission of Lord. The Pandavas are also liberated souls who descended along with the Lord Krishna to serve him in his transcendental pastime on this earth. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord and his eternal associates who are all also liberated souls like the Lord come down on the earth at certain intervals. The Lord remembers them all, but his associates, although liberated souls, forget due to their being Tathastha Sakti, the marginal potency of the Lord. This is the difference between the Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. The Jiva Tattva are infinitesimal potential particle of the Lord, and therefore they require the protection of the Lord at all time. And two, the eternal servitor of the Lord is pleased to give all protection at all times. The liberated souls never therefore think themselves as free as the Lord or as powerful as the Lord, but they always seek the protection of the Lord in all circumstances, both in the material world and in the spiritual world. This dependence of the liberated soul is constitutional for the liberated soul, are also sparks of fire that are able to exhibit the glow of the fire along with the fire and not independently. Independently, the glow of the spark is extinguished, although the quality of fire or the glowing is there. Thus, those who give up the protection of the Lord and become so called lords themselves out of the spiritual ignorance come back again to this material world even after prolonged tapasya of this severest type, that is called verdict of all Vedic literature.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
So further, Yudhishthira is talking about what about Shrutadeva, what about Uddhava, what about Nanda, what about Sunanda? Yeah, all these devotees talking about, they're all the constant companion of Krishna and Balram. They are so dear to Krishna. Are they doing well? And then he says, who are the eternal friendship with us? Are they remember our welfare? Do they remember us? Then in the Prabhupada, the purport talks about the all the pure devotees, especially it mentioned Uddhava, they are liberated souls. They just come to fulfill the mission of the Lord. So what is the mission of the Lord? Mission of the Lord is to take back all the fallen souls back from this material world to spiritual world. That is the mission of the world. So somehow he comes himself and he sends his pure devotees. Here, example given Uddhava, even Pandavas, they all had a certain pastimes, certain tasks to do it. Paritrana sadhana vinashasya dushrutam dharma samsana sambhavami yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavata bharat. So these are the slokas where Krishna himself says that that's why I come, that's how I will do my activities. So here Prabhupada also talks about so liberated souls, they forget this material world, that they are liberated souls because of the Shakti of the Lord. But they have certain activities. They are Jiva Tattva, some are Vishnu Tattvas, and some come for a certain particular purpose. So they are all potential particles of the Lord. They are Prabhupada many places talks about part and parcel. Normally, jiva is called part and parcel. Part because we are all part of the Lord. Parcel because we are always there to serve Krishna. So part and parcel. So these kind of wonderful devotees, they are potential particles of the Lord. Prabhupada also talks about liberated souls never therefore think themselves free from the Lord or powerful as the Lord. So this is the point. The always devotees never think that I'm independent. I'm always dependent on Krishna. That is the real freedom. As soon as I start thinking I'm independent, that is my fall down starts. So liberated souls, they never think that they're independent. They also never think that they're never powerful than Krishna. They are always being the subordinate pressure. So that's, and Prabhupada also talks about the protection of the Lord and become so-called Lord themselves. Today's material world, there are so many people think that, yes, I can also become Lord. I'm also can become controller. I can have some magic power. I can show some mystic power. I'm so and so. Some people say I'm the incarnation. Some people say I'm Kalki. Some people say I'm this so and so. So Prabhupada talks nothing. Nobody can incarnate. Nobody can come unless they are empowered by Krishna. So that is the point here. So Prabhupada also the final talks of even after prolonged tapasya of the severest type, that is the verdict of Vedic literature. So nobody can become the Lord. All we can serve nicely and go back home, back to Godhead. That is our goal of life. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. So devotees can share their comments or feedback, questions. Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, go ahead.
I have one question, Prabhu.
Yes,
That
Prabhu.
we say that sometimes that we should not ask anything from Krishna because he knows everything as a Paramatma also, and he's like he's knowing. But here it is mentioned that we should completely dependent on Krishna and we can ask protection. So many times if we need something, we get this thing doubtful that whether should ask or not. So how
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, it's a good question.
to understand?
So Acharya say that अगर मांगना है तो अपना बाप से मांगो, किसी और से मांगो ना मत मांगो. Suppose there is a desire to ask, don't go anywhere and ask Krishna. And also when we asking Krishna, what are we asking, in what mood asking, that is makes difference. Like Kunti Maharani Kunti Maharani says, cut my attachment to my family members so that I can remember you always. That is a ask. So any pure devotees, no, they ask, Krishna, please engage me in your service. Give me some service. That is ask. So, please protect me from the attack of Maya. That is ask. Please protect me from doing any offense to Vaishnavas. That is ask. So that is how a devotee ask. They don't ask anything, give me that, give me this. They don't ask. So their ask is that to please engage me in your service. Please protect me so that I don't do any offense to Vaishnava. Please protect me from the attack of Maya so that I'm always at your lotus feet. That is ask. That can be asked. Our worst case, yes, I'm in trouble. I have material problems, suppose disease, something. Still, yes, it's okay to ask Krishna. Because Krishna knows what is good for us, we can pray. Also, while asking, the prayer said that Krishna, if you wish, please protect me. Or if you wish, please remove from this hellish condition. If you wish, please remove from the disease. That's the ask. It's okay. Because, he knows that also when you ask, to put that word, if you wish, if you think good for me. I mean, I'm not demanding, your choice. That is ask. Hope that answers, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Even in Bhagavatam, I was reading Prabhu one time this about Krishna, this Krishna book.
Yes.
So in that also, whatever Asura were coming and they are trying to harm anyone, so they were directly going to Krishna, and they were like always they were going to Krishna for everything. They were going to Krishna only. So you complete dependency also means like sometimes we can if we are uh, feeling something odd, we can pray that please please be with us, like, and in the form of holy name, or please increase us to chant more. So if he is mercy, we can chant more. Something like that we can ask, bro. That,
True. Yeah.
yes.
That kind of protection. Yes.
Hare
Definitely.
Krishna Prabhuji, one more
Yes,
question.
yes, Mataji.
Do the liberated souls come to the material world, Prabhuji?
Yes. Like, for example, Prabhupada, he was liberated souls. He came. There are so many acharyas, like Sripad Ramanuja Acharya, Madhvacharya, or so many. Even today, there are so many acharyas in this world. They are not from this world. They are liberated souls. They are here to take us, other fallen souls. They are here to do some activity. Sripad Shankaracharya came for a certain purpose. Madhvacharya, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many disciples. They are all liberated souls. They came for a particular purpose as Krishna's representative, and then they go back. So, yes, liberated souls come here.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
Prabhuji, one more question.
Yes, Mataji.
There are so many sannyasis. So, are all of them liberated? Are liberated souls? Like I know some of them. They are the followers of Shankaracharya, and then we know there are so many. And then we read so many news about them also. So, how to differentiate that they are the real this thing, or how to know about them is my question.
It's very difficult. So generally the guidelines is that don't judge others. We don't know. Sometimes we may hear something bad about them, but we don't know what is there in heart, what, we can't judge. So let's not judge. Let's not pass comment on any of the sages, any of sannyasis, any of Vaishnavas. That should be our mode. So we leave it to Krishna. And if at all if something happens between us and them, then we'll come to the point. Otherwise, we don't bother. That should be our mode. We don't pass comment. We don't judge anyone for that matter. Because one place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think Sanjay Khan asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu says, whoever chants Krishna's name once, Krishna is Vaishnava. So we can't do any offense to any Vaishnava for that matter. So we should be very, very careful.
My question.
Yeah, understood.
My question here is, we accept someone as guru, and then we ourselves find faults with them. And then there are instances where the case has been filed against the gurus, and we don't know, but then so much of news, and then that end is so, that's very confusing for us also.
True. So the cases also, we cannot say that the case filed against them, false case, they have been trapped. We don't know. So we can't, judge. So what is their mood? What is the relation with them to Krishna? We don't know. So it's better we keep away from that. We don't comment. We don't judge such wonderful devotees. We don't know. See, they have done whatever's done. They have done wonderful seva, and possible some mistakes happened. Possible. We cannot say yes or no. But even if, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, whoever done service to me, even they done the great offense, they should be considered sadhu. Even if they've done great offense, they should be considered sadhu because they done Vaishnava seva. So that is what Krishna himself says. So we cannot, judge them. We cannot pass comment against any of the Vaishnavas. As much as possible, we should keep away from that. And we should respect from far, not to get involved in their affairs. Hope that clarifies, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Anyone else? If not, yes, Varsha Mataji.
But then keeping quiet is also offense, no, Prabhuji. Like how Bhishma Deva kept quiet while Draupadi Haran happened.
No.
One way thinking it is right, Prabhuji. We should not, what do you say, judge others until it comes to us. But then when Draupadi's thing was happening, it was not happening to Bhishma Deva. But then he kept quiet. That was also an offense.
I mean, that's a different text. What I was referring to, Bhishma Deva, as a Pitamaha, he had a right to stop Duryodhana. He was standing there. Now, I'm talking about, like Mataji asked, some sannyasis, government is harassing somebody's, or they put a false case. So when we don't know, we cannot put them into definitely in culprit kind of
Yes, Prabhuji.
stage, because we don't know. The government or police or public would have possible they would have trapped them. Possible. Or maybe true also. Maybe circumstances made them to do that. That's also possible. See, that's why Prabhupada always said that a sannyasi should be always guided by another sannyasi, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. There should be check and balances. Because as soon as one person gets freedom or independent, there is a possibility of making mistakes. If nobody to check. That's why in ISKCON also Prabhupada established GBC, and below that the committees, then so many checks and balances, check controls, because one person cannot be left alone. Now some of our Vaishnava or some of our Mat, the Adipati is the only authority. Nobody to question him. Nobody can challenge him. That's why some possibilities of mistakes. I'm not saying yes done, but there's a possibilities.
Yes,
That's
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is very
Yeah.
rewarding answer. Yes, that is true. Because there is no control on them. That is one thing.
True.
And even if they have not done, because no one to check there. That is true, Prabhuji. It's a very, very rewarding answer. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So we as a practicing devotees, what I'm saying that keep away means not to pass comments against them. That's the point I'm saying. Not keep away means, of course, if any offense happens to them in our presence, Vaishnava, then actually we should protest. Because Krishna himself says, and any offense to Vaishnava, any offense to Brahmana, any offense to cow, children, lady, one cannot keep quiet. He has to protest. He has to fight for it. He has to protect a lady. He has to protect child. He has to protect a Brahmana. He has to protect his guru. He protect his sadhu, and of course Krishna. So we cannot keep quiet. So we have to fight for it. But we cannot pass judgment. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes. Any Sumit Prabhu, please give your comment. You're there? No. Okay. Umar Shankar Prabhu, just quickly pass feedback if any.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So even Yudhishthira Maharaja, he didn't ask about Krishna. That is shows his great attachment towards the Lord, Prabhuji.
True.
That one takeaway, I can take it, Prabhuji. So we should be always kept attached to Krishna, none other.
True. Yes. Yeah. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Today's discussions are enlightening. Lot of queries, whatever coming in my mind, and I was really enlightened with a lot of information. And I understand Supreme Lord is the seed-giving Father for every jiva, and the Lord's transcendental position shall not be compared. And I should keep myself this thing, accept the glories and the extraordinary power of Lord, Supreme Lord, and it's beyond my imagination. And I must realize that. And further, Yudhishthira inquires about liberated souls who are all realized that they are dependent and completely surrendered to Lord, and no one can become Lord, no one can become Supreme Lord. And Yudhishthira continue to inquire everybody among all relatives, including Balram, and carefully avoiding Supreme Lord Krishna. He is reluctant to accept the reality, and even animals also express their distress mood, and that much I can understand what would have been a critical situation.
True.
That's all, Prabhuji. That
Thank
much
you,
I have.
Prabhuji. Deepak Prabhu, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Mainly the Jagai Madai story By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can kill the demonic attitude. They became good Brahmins after starting the chanting. Hare
Sure.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now, any one of you not in our Bhagavatam group, if you want to recite, please message the number so that we can add you to the group. So the Shri Mataji or other Matajis, they allocate the sloka, so each one can read. So those who are not in the group, please message me. Or I think Mataji is not there. You message me, I will forward to her. She will add to the group. And she'll allocate the sloka so that systematically we can go with that. Okay. So we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow, same time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.